Hello MAUSD families, my name is Patrick Reen, I'm Superintendent for MAUSD. Well, the first week of school is now complete and it has been so great to have children back in our buildings again. I know all of the faculty and staff here in MAUSD are really happy to have them back. From everything I've heard and seen so far, students seem to be adjusting really well and everyone's made the transition back to school with some of our new practices really well. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a day in the life of a student, school meals, and arrival times. I also have some reminders about the health screener, face coverings, and travel. For safety reasons, we can't allow visitors into our schools right now, which may leave you wondering what's it really like for students inside our school buildings as we reopen in our hybrid model. Well, to help you understand more about what that looks like and the safety procedures that we have in place, I want to offer you a glimpse into a day in the life of a student in MAUSD. Students arrive no earlier than the time indicated for their school. They wait briefly in physically distanced lines with their facial coverings on to have their temperature taken before making their way down the hall to their classroom. On their way to the classroom each morning, students can easily pick up a free breakfast at a convenient location. In the hallway, students follow traffic patterns marked out on the floor, helping to minimize close encounters with someone walking the opposite direction. Students also use visual cues on the floor to help them maintain their distance from others going the same way in the hall. In the classroom, students are wearing their masks, sitting several feet from one another, facing as much as possible in the same direction, engaged in their classwork. Plexiglass dividers may also be provided to help when students are working together on assignments. You'll see the classroom teacher circulating and offering support as needed. Food service staff bring lunches to the classroom door and leave a cooler for the teacher to access. The teacher distributes lunches after the tables have been cleaned and students have washed hands. Students use hand sanitizer at the start of recess and at the end of recess. Students will also practice physical distancing when lining up. During recess, you can expect to see students wearing face coverings when they will be within 3 to 6 feet of one another. Adults will also be wearing face coverings if they will be within 6 feet of others. Students will be able to take their face coverings off during recess if they can maintain proper distancing. At the end of the day, you can expect to see students following the hallway traffic pattern set by each school as they exit the building. With smaller class sizes and with staggered dismissal of walkers, pickups, and busers, we can better support physical distancing during this time. As you can see, though there are many new safety practices and far fewer students in our buildings, there is a sense of normalcy and familiarity. Students and staff are really happy to be back together, and that's evident as you walk through our buildings. We've made many changes to our meal service to make sure everyone is safe and well fed. Our start has gone well, and we're looking to get better and better as we move forward. I want to remind families that breakfast and lunch are free for all students, at least through December. The USDA allowance of free meals for all students will not be permanent, and we want to be prepared if this changes, so we still want families to apply for free meals. If you think that your family could be eligible, please apply. On Wednesdays from 4 to 5:30 at Mount Abe, families can pick up frozen meals for remote learning days. Students can take home up to 3 breakfasts and 3 lunches. Any child 18 and under is eligible for these free take-home meals. Pre-ordering for the meals is encouraged to ensure we have enough food for everyone who wants it. Pre-order forms will be sent out on Thursdays from your child's school. If you want to pre-order food for pickup on Wednesday, September 16th, please email Carol Roscoe at carol.roscoe@mausd.org. During in-person days, easy grab-and-go breakfasts are available to students as they arrive at school each morning. In elementary schools, lunch is delivered to the classrooms, and students sign up for their meal choice in the morning. At Mount Abe, students are served using physical distancing measures at conveniently located kiosks with a few meal choices. Because we need to keep groups of students small, we've had to make some changes to our arrival procedures, so it's really important that students not arrive before their designated time at each of their schools. To help keep everyone safe, we ask that families adhere to those arrival times and help remind students about keeping their distance when they approach the school building. At Bristol Elementary in Mount Abe, the arrival time is 8 o'clock. At Moncton Central, Robinson, and Beeman, students can arrive at 7:45. And at Lincoln, students can arrive at 7:30. So just a reminder that we are asking families to complete the health screener before students leave the house in the morning. We know that we had some issues with the health screener early on, but we feel confident that we've resolved those issues so that it should work more smoothly for you when you're taking those screeners at home. If your child passes the screener, they're all set to go to school. Otherwise, they should stay home. Please remember, your child needs to be fever-free without medication for at least 24 hours before you send them to school. I also want to remind you about face coverings. Face coverings are one of the most important things we can offer to help stop the spread of COVID-19. And not all face coverings are created equal. We are requiring that face coverings have at least 2 layers of cotton or polycotton blend. And if you're not able to provide your child with those 2-layer masks or face coverings, then we'll make sure that they get one when they arrive at school. Students are going to be able to take those face coverings off when they have snack or eat lunch, and when they can keep their distance outside at recess. Otherwise, students and staff will be expected to have their face coverings on all day long. And lastly, a reminder about travel. We recognize that families may need to travel, and we want to make sure that you know the rules about travel if you have to do that. If a student or staff member travels to a county outside of Vermont that is identified as having more than 400 cases per million, then, or if you travel outside of Vermont using public transportation for non-essential reasons, then you must quarantine for 14 days or quarantine for 7 days and await a negative COVID test. Examples of essential travel include medical appointments or a visitation with shared custody parents. The status of the county when you arrive determines whether you need to quarantine. In other words, if you visit a county with a green status, even if the status changes to yellow or red while you're there, you would not need to quarantine upon your return. Students who do need to quarantine are going to be able to access their learning remotely, and you can search the Vermont COVID travel map to stay up to date on those counties that have more than 400 cases per million. That travel map is updated weekly on Fridays. I just want to say again how happy we are to have your children back in our school buildings. They bring great positive energy, and we're so thrilled to have them back. I hope this video helped give you some information about what school is like for students as we reopen in this hybrid model. But for more information, you can always go to our website, MAUSD.org. And if you have any questions, you can email them to covid.help@mausd.org. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week with more information.